anxious about making this video, and I'm not sure if I'll upload it, but I think during this time, during the pandemic and the self-isolation, the one thing that I've wanted to make clear for myself is that I'm not going to act in fear, and that I'm not going to live in fear as much as I can. And maybe the things I'm afraid of are the things I should go do. So today I'm going to be kind of talking about my experience. It's very similar to a lot of the other coming out stories that you'll hear on the internet. And I never thought I'd come out of the closet. Not I've come out of the closet, but tell people about this story with ASMR. So you never know where life leads you. But I didn't want to dwell today on the negatives of my experience. I think every gay person or anyone that is part of the LGBTQ label or categorization, that we have tough experiences. We go through things that a lot of people don't go through, and I think the obstacles that we face are gone unnoticed a lot of the time by the rest of society, especially if you're not close to somebody that identifies as one of these other things. And I kind of just want to share what I've learned and share the things that I struggle with and the things that have come from this experience. So I grew up in a very conservative town in a non-conservative state. I went to a church and a school where the Bible was the word and God was the focal point. And as many of you know, religion and homosexuality don't go really hand in hand. Sometimes it does. I mean, that's a whole different topic. But showing yourself to other people in a vulnerable, genuine way is not always safe, and I fear that I see, even in today's culture, that people feel that gayness is lesser than, and it is in many parts of the world, in many different countries, but I obviously don't believe that it is intellectually. But when you're taught your entire life that something is wrong, and you're afraid of that thing, and you're afraid of being that thing or revealing that thing, you're gonna deal with some issues, and that creates internal struggle. I mean, I knew I was gay for 5 years when I didn't tell anyone, and to carry a secret through 5 years of your life when you're at your most developmental stages is rough, and it makes you constantly afraid. I don't feel like I'm a person that struggles with anxiety, but it creates a constant fear of reveal or revelation, and I think that took a toll on me in ways that I'm still dealing with today. But I don't want this to be like other coming out videos, and maybe it already is, but the idea that it gets better is real. And if you're watching this or listening to this or falling asleep to this right now, being gay and dealing with a path that is filled with many more obstacles than an average person provides a perspective that has made me more empathetic toward people of color. It has allowed me to understand and deal with my mental health issues in a more productive way. And although a lot of the time I wish I could just snap my fingers and be straight, I wouldn't. And there is love out there for you. There is a future for you. There are people that care about you. I used to have this fantasy that when you came out of the closet on a visible social media platform, whether it be Instagram or TikTok, or you were revealed to the general public that you are, in fact, part of the LGBTQ grouping of people, that you'd get like a Hogwarts letter, and it would be from Ellen DeGeneres, and she would say, "Hello, blank person, show up at this place at this time," and there'd be a massive warehouse with Ellen and famous gays and go-go dancers and drag queens, and they would all welcome you into the community and say that you're gonna be okay. But I personally and my family have dealt with really positive feedback, really negative feedback, and I was afraid to make this video today. I was afraid to put myself out there. But if this pandemic has taught me anything, it's to not be afraid, because so much is out of our control, and I think ASMR has been a place that I've been able to help people sleep. I've been able to brighten people's day, and that motivates me to keep going. And as someone that is been through a lot, 5 years in the closet, 6 years out of the closet, 11 years with this experience, it does get better, but I don't think it gets easy. And if life were easy, then it wouldn't be worth it. It wouldn't be amazing when the good things happened. And I've gone a little off topic, but the personal details of my story I don't think are as important as the values or the truth. struggles, the same obstacles, the same family issues. I know friends of mine that have been disowned by their parents. I know friends of mine that have been completely embraced by their family and still struggle to find a partner. At the end of the day, gayness just comes down to the gender of the person that you're attracted to. And I love that so much identity and comfort and growth has come out of the gay community in support of a lifestyle, in support of a love interest, in support of a romantic journey. And personally, I've been able to exist in both worlds, in a world that's completely gay accepting and worlds that aren't. And I think it'll take time for people to change, but change is happening, and I think we're really seeing it today. I wanted to share a moment where I came out to my entire fraternity, and we were playing this game called Hot Seat, and essentially there was a moment where I was put in the hot seat, and I was 5 minutes, I was asked any question that came to their mind, and I came out in front of all of them, and it was one of the scariest things I've had to do, especially in an environment that is inherently or traditionally homophobic. And I can say that the next 3 years of my college experience were enriched by the group of friends and the group of brothers that I had that supported me and loved me for who I was. And even if my gayness was foreign to them, or it was something they've never experienced or gotten to know, I saw guys get close to me in ways that true brothers were, despite who I was attracted to. And I had a really good time, and I had a lot of fun, and something that I didn't think I was able to have, I was able to have. And I want to encourage people that feel like they're not going to get their happy ending, or not going to get their dream job, or not going to be able to make their parents love them in the way that they feel like they should be loved, or the way that they should be appreciated, that it's okay. It's okay. Being gay is okay. It really is, and I'm able to say that, but I struggle with moments to believe that. I struggle with moments to champion that. I still deal with shame. And one of my mentors said that coming out is an ongoing process. We come out once when we say the words "I'm gay," which are so hard to say, so hard to verbalize. But then in 5 years, you're dealing with a romantic relationship, and you have to navigate parts of that you didn't know you had inside of you. And then those parts that you didn't know you had inside of you come with challenges and obstacles you didn't think you'd have to face. I think I've grown as a person because of this. I think I have made people smile with the art that I create when it comes to gay art. I mean, all art is kind of gay, TBH. Just kidding. But I don't know if this was the best ASMR video, but I wanted to share something that I felt was meaningful, and hopefully, if you're listening and you are gay or you're not, and maybe for the people that aren't, that don't discount the struggles and obstacles that you have no idea that a gay person faces when they come to school, when they are at work, when they are in a bar, when they're even walking through a park. That maybe there's a world where we can have empathy for those who are different. was the first gay person that they knew. I was the first gay person that was in their family. I was the first gay person that they were close to. And I think I changed, or at least opened up, a mindset to a lot of the people that wouldn't have been exposed to that. You might be able to have an effect on people around you by living out your truth. And I think that's a pretty powerful thing. If this video can help one person fall asleep, or if this video can make one person feel a little bit better tonight, or today, or whatever time of day it is, that rings value for me. That makes me feel like work is worth doing. I frankly wrote down a bunch of things that I wanted to walk through about my own personal story, and maybe that's for a non-ASMR setting, but from making this video, the details of my story are like the details of everyone's story, and I don't think my story is more valuable than anyone else's, but all I can do is tell you what I've learned from mine. I never thought I'd be where I am when I was 16 years old. When I'm 24 now, I never thought I'd be living in New York City, that I would feel love, that I'd be able to love, that I'd be making ASMR videos whispering into a little microphone. But I think my 16-year-old self would be proud of the person that I've become, and be excited about the things that I'm doing. And although my real name is Chris Rutten, and I've been going under Brutus ASMR, I have found that being true to the things that come out of you, to the things that you say, to the things that you want to do, the things that you want to aspire to be, are the only thing you can honestly offer to the world. So much of me wanted to be this surfer, straight acting, athletic, masculine, gay man that was tan all the time and smoked weed and was cool. Like, that's okay to want. And maybe I was that thing for a while, and that was okay to feel like I wanted to be that person, and maybe I am that person to some extent. But there's more to us than sometimes we think. And I've had the privilege of creating art that flows out in sometimes an honest way that I don't think I want to show the world, that I'm afraid of what my straight friends will think or what my guy friends will think. And I created this song called Hot Boys that I released under a different name, Robonetha, Rabonetha. And I came up with this alias in high school, and I used it to protect myself from something, from public opinion, from my straight friends, my masculine guy friends, or my homophobic friends. And the song ended up being the thing that impressed them the most in a roundabout circle kind of way. If you are struggling with being gay, it is okay. And it's okay to struggle. I'm not saying being gay. I am saying being gay is okay. But I'm also saying that struggling with it is okay. This New York apartment is so loud. It is insane. Okay. I'm gonna wrap things up. I'm sure this is not the best coming out video. I'm not coming out story video. But I just wanted to share some positive thoughts, hopefully. And is exactly who you were supposed to be. And the more you can love that person and find joy in that person, the better you're gonna feel. This was a weird